weekend, and thank you very much for letting all the students from all across the region to be present here. I would like to invite Prof. Jamal for a little bit of a short speech before we start our whole program.
Thank you very much, Ms. Po. Assalamualaikum to all, and welcome our representative in Indonesia, Pak Habib, Mr. Fauzan, the Director of IIIT for East and Southeast Asia, and our sister Fatma, all the way from Kenya at 4 a.m. in the morning, and all the others who are very patient yesterday until 7 o'clock. More than 7:15 yesterday. End our session, quite heavy, packed for the whole day, about six papers, yeah, Sister Po, yesterday?
5 papers, Doctor.
5 papers. Today, I think the lecture will be less, but it's very important. You have a topic on research area in Islamization of knowledge, and then we have the issues in Islamization of knowledge, and we have one speaker from Rini, Professor Sanu Kutuk, the minister at the Prime Minister Department in Rini. So very distinguished people today will be giving the talk. I hope you all will benefit from this. And we are going to have a group discussion where we have a breakout rooms. Maybe in each room the number will be about 30. Doesn't matter, but we will mix among all of you from various countries in each group, and then after that there will be presentation by the group leaders before the closing remark by Professor Mohamad Fauzan, the Director of IIIT. So that's the whole thing in the program today. Thank you very much. So we thank so much Sister Po who have been with us yesterday the whole day, and today another day for her. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Prof. And it's my pleasure to be your moderator for this program. And I want to thank you once again for letting this program take place today. So without further ado, we would like to proceed to our next session. So now, may I briefly introduce you to all our first speaker of the day, Professor Dr. Mohamad Fauzan Noordin. Professor Dr. Mohamad Fauzan Noordin received his PhD from the University of Wales, UK in 1997, MBA from the Central Missouri State University in USA in 1991, and bachelor degree in computer science from the University of Missouri, Kansas City, USA in 1989. He is a professor in the knowledge technology at the College of Information and Communication Technology. His book, ICT and Islam, has been adopted as the textbook in several universities. Currently, he's the head of ICT and the Islamic Research Cluster. He was the dean for Center of Postgraduate Studies, International Islamic University, Malaysia from 2012 to 2013. A visiting scholar at the University of Bahrain from 2004 to 2005, and Zahran University, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in 2010 and 2011. So now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Dr. Mohamad Fauzan Noordin for his lecture on research areas in Islamization of knowledge.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya wa mursalin Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. All, thank you very much, Ms. Po, Sister Po, our moderator, Professor Emeritus Dr. Jamil Osman, our Director of the program and our Senior Advisor for IIIT East Southeast Asia, and Pak Habib, the IIIT representative, Ustaz Farid, His Excellency Ustaz Farid Hussein, the representative of Cambodia. Sister Fatima, special to you, thank you. 4 o'clock in the morning, wake up in the morning from Kenya or?
From Kenya.
Kenya, mashallah, Sister Fatima. This show your commitment. I'm motivated because you 4 o'clock in the morning to wake up and listen to us, and I really appreciate it. And this,
thank you. Even I've just seen a message. Our brothers in Ghana and Nigeria, it's 1 a.m. and the other one is 2 a.m.
MashaAllah, this is a commitment and this is a Khair Mulai over there. And you Imarah the night with the research. And this is what our scholars did. Imam Shafi, Imam Ghazali, they spent 1/3 of the night studying, 1/3 of the night of ibadah, 1/3 of the night is sleeping. So this is good. Okay, Alhamdulillah, we have 105 participants today, and I'm on behalf of IIIT Southeast Asia. I'm very glad that we have more than 300 participants yesterday. Now I understand it's early in the morning, 105. Inshallah, more coming. And topic today I'm going to share with you is research area Islamization knowledge. Loud and clear, Sister Pooh?
Yes, so
Okay.
we can hear you clearly.
Okay, and this is my background. I think already explained by Ms. Pooh just now. And I will start with Surah Al-Imran, verses 190. Is Allah SWT is precisely stated, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Inna fi khalqis samawati wal ard wa ikhtilafil layli wan nahar la ayatil ulil albab. Verily, in the creation of the heavens and the earth, and in the alternation of the night and day, there are indeed signs of man of understanding. Ulul albab here means a researcher. Ulul albab here means a core of it. Ulul albab here means the person with knowledge and wisdom. And Allah continue. الذين يذكرون الله قياما وقعودا وعلى جنوبهم ويتفكرون في خلق السماوات والأرض ربنا ما خلقت هذا باطلا سبحانك فقنا عذاب النار. Those who are ulul albab, who are the researcher, who are knowledgeable and wise men, because there are those who remember Allah always in prayers, standing and sitting. Like now, if I'm give a speech, I'm standing. But now in through Zoom, I'm sitting, standing, sitting, lying down on their side, meaning sleeping. Mean 24 times 7. Those people think deeply about the creation on heavens and earth. Heaven meaning in the skies, beyond skies, universe, and earth underneath in the seas and so on. And saying, our Lord, you have not created all this without purpose, without maqasid, without objective. Glory to you, exalted be you all the associate you as the partners. Meaning that all the creation, all what's happening is with the purpose, with the objective. Give us salvation, exalted be you above all that they associate with you as partners. Give us salvation from torment of fire. Faqina azabannar. I think it's quite interesting. The ultimate objective of research or knowledge or seeking knowledge and become wise man, have wisdom, is end of the day, faqina azabannar. Even to make dua of eating. This dua is simple, but end up faqina azabannar. So this is, and even I always give a quiz to my students. If you are given two dua, only to make one dua, only two choice. One, Ya Allah, please enter me to Jannah. A. B. Ya Allah, please save me from hellfire. Which one you choose? Miss Pooh or anybody want to make a guess? Which one is you want to choose? Mutia from Tazkiyah. Which one you want to choose? A or B?
B.
B. Okay. Zulkifli, A or B? Zulkifli is not here. Izzuddin or Ali Imran from Philippines? A or B? Which one you want to choose?
B.
B. Anybody want to choose A? To go to Jannah? Nobody want to go to Jannah?
Can we have our undergraduate students participate?
Okay, who are? I don't understand. I don't cannot recognize which one is undergraduate. Anybody?
Sister Shamila?
Shamila, you want to guess? You want to give a choice to choose A to Ya Allah give let us go to Jannah. B, please save us from hellfire. Which one you choose?
Let us go to Jannah.
I will choose all.
Jamila?
Let us go to
Brother just now Abdul Rahman, I guess.
I
Huh?
want A and B.
A or B?
He said he want both.
Oh,
I want
cannot.
both.
Yeah,
Since
my SOP is only one. Okay, the answer is B. I think you know why B? Because when you make doa, fakina azabana, definitely you go to Jannah because you don't only have either Jannah or hell. Nar. But if you go say, Ya Allah, please enter me Jannah, sometimes people go to hell first, then go to Jannah. So na'uzubillah. So this is just to wake you up early in the morning. I continue. Okay. And Surah Imran also asks, Ya Allah, O Lord, Rabbana, innaka man tuqilil nar faqad akhzaita wa ma lil zalimi min ansar. Our Lord, verily whom you admit to the fire, indeed you have disgraced them, graced him. And never will the zalimun and wrongdoers find any helpers. This that we make dua. Why I want to connect this? Because the research, what were we doing, Internet of Things, blockchain in my area, Islamic psychology, Islamic economy, Islamic banking and finance, and the day to save us from hellfire. So this is the objective. I want you to remember this. I want to remind myself. And this is quite interesting. Research by Nabi Ibrahim. It is Nabi Surah Al-An'am, verses 76 to 78. Allah described how Nabi Allah Ibrahim to do research to find God, to strengthening his iman. So when the night covered him with the darkness, he saw a star. He said, "This is my Lord." So he thought star is the Lord. When he said, when it said, the star said, he said, "I like not those that disappear." And when he saw the moon rising, after the star moon rising, he said, "This is my Lord." But when it said, he said, "Unless my Lord guides me, I surely be among the people gone astray." And when he saw the sun rising, after moon, sun, "This is my Lord, this is greater," because the sun is greater than moon. When it said, he said, "Oh my people, indeed I'm free from what you associate with Allah." So this is how Allah SWT guide Nabi Ibrahim to do research, deductive, from star to moon to sun, even none of them is their Lord. It's observation, experiment. Okay, I don't have time to add this story. In knowledge management, I'm also a professor in knowledge management. I wrote a book about knowledge management from Islamic perspective. In knowledge management, one of the best way to transmit or transfer the knowledge is the storytelling. In Al-Quran, full of asanu kisah, the stories of the good stories, and one of the stories is the in Surah Al-Kahfi, and there are 4 stories. I'm not mistaken. I think who's the? Can you unmute, please? Okay. All right. This surah story of the youth in the cave, the stories of the farmers, and the stories of the Zulkarnain. And I want to share with you the stories of Prophet Musa alayhi salam, and some Mufassirin said Khidir alayhi salam. These are verses from 60 to 82. For me, this is one of the research culture, research method, research way to do certain things. Allah SWT explained and shared to us the story of how Prophet Musa AS said he's the most knowledgeable person. Because he's Nabi of that time. Then Allah said, "No, you go a certain place and you find someone," and Allah did not tell us where is it. Allah can tell us, you go to Egypt, you go to Bahrain. Some people say Bahrain because two sea. Some people say it's Egypt because near the Sinai, near the Palestine. But Allah did not mention where is it. But Allah can do that. But Allah asked him this kind of, I will read the translation. I remember when Musa said to his boy servant, here, to do research, we need team. We cannot do research alone, unless Prophet Ibrahim salam he do alone. But in this case, Prophet Musa salam, he has a team, research assistant. For me, it's not a servant, but research assistant. I will not give up traveling until I reach the junction with 2 seas, or I spend years and years in traveling. So this is what the hint, clue, the tips that Allah SWT gives Bahrain, 2 seas. Then when they reached the junction of the 2 seas, they forgot their fish and it took its way through the sea. And another hint is the fish jumped into the sea. And when they had passed further on beyond the fixed place, Musa said to his boy servant, "Bring us a morning meal. Truly we have suffered much fatigue in this our journey." So this is the ayatul Quran. It's like a storytelling, but it's very beneficial as sanul kisah and storytelling. He said, "Do you remember we betook ourselves to the rock, indeed forgot fish, none but shaitan made me forget to remember it. It took its course into the sea in a strange way." Okay, in our research, shaitan, not just in our research, in our life, in any time, any moment, shaitan always be our enemy. He did not like us to become successful. So in this part, Allah relate the shaitan. Then verse 64, Musa said, "That is what we have been seeking," so that when we went back, retracing their footsteps. So they were backtrack, back to the future. So in research, you have to go back to backtrack, to do literature review. Okay, verse 65, "Then they found one of slaves into whom we had bestowed mercy from us and who had taught knowledge from us." The translation from English is not really comfortable for me, but I want to read in Arabic. Min indina wal ilma will alamna min ladunna ilman. Laduni. In Malay we call ilmu laduni or knowledge laduni. In Arabic ladun. Ladun is special knowledge. For me is wisdom, not just knowledge. So some here you don't state the who this guy. He just said abdan, the slave of Allah SWT. But in Mufassir they say it is a Khidir, or some say it's Nabi Khidir, some say Wali Allah. But enough for us to say this abdan has special knowledge beyond Prophet Musa alayhi salam. And Musa said to him in the Khidir, in verses ayat 66, "May I follow you so that you teach me something of that knowledge, guidance and true path which you have been taught by Allah." So that knowledge been taught by Allah SWT. And Khidir, he said, "Verily you not be able to have patience with me." Okay, to do research, we need patience. To do a journey, to do experiments, you need patience, sabar. Ma'iya sabrun, the word sabrun. Then Prophet Musa and he said, "And how can you have patience about things which you know not?" I think it's quite interesting. Talking about psychology, talking about integration of knowledge. In terms of experiment, here Allah SWT explain to us, if you don't know, you're not sabar. Like now we are facing COVID-19. We're not certain what's going to happen, and we are anxious and psychologically impact us. So that's why we need sabar. Inna Allah ma'as sabirin. Okay, verse 69, Musa alayhi salam said, "If Allah will, you will find me patient, and I will not disobey you in aught." So this is the adab of the students and the teacher. And here Allah, Nabi Musa says, "Inshallah." He don't say, "I'm guarantee, I'm confident, I'm sabar." No. We say, "Inshallah." And he said, "I will not disobey you in all." He want to respect. He's the prophet during that time, but he want to learn from this Abdullah. Then Khidir said, "Then if you follow me, ask me not about anything till I myself mention to you." And this one of the in Islam, in Quran, we always ask to ask question, and ask question to become critical thinking. But in this case, the SOP, standard operating procedure, do not ask any question until he explained. Then so they above proceed. And when they embark a ship, Khidir scuttled it, leaked the boat. I want to continue. I think I'm running out of time. I don't even go to the. This is only 7 slides. But you can read the stories of this Musa alayhi salam Khidir. First, they leaked the boat. Second, Prophet Musa asked question. Then go to one village. Nabi Musa killed a boy, and it has another question. So logically, in terms of knowledge, it's bad to leak the boat. Logically, in terms of knowledge, it's bad to kill innocent people. We don't know. Just a stranger kill a people. Innocently, we go to one village and they are not welcome us. Then, and you want to ask the reward, or because they are hungry. The Khidir and Musa are hungry, and Musa said, why don't you ask for certain reward or allowance or salary, because we just fix the house. And then, because knowledge sometimes is just not logic, it's beyond wisdom. So the story here, research is sometimes beyond knowledge, is wisdom. And this is the part that we Muslims can contribute to the Western world, because they always ask evidence, they always ask the experiments, they always ask the empirical studies. But here is the answers. Then after offer one yellow card, second yellow card, then the red card, then of course I give you the it's not stated in Quran about yellow card and red card. I just explain to describe to you. Then Nabi Musa said, okay, for the last one, I give up. I did ask question. Then Khidir explained everything. The first one, why he leaked the boat, because the if they don't leak the boat, the cruel ruler or king will confiscate the boat. So this is the wisdom behind. If they leak the boat, the fishermen can still fix the boat. So this is about the research plus the justice, the research about an economy, the research plus the social well-being of the certain people, the number one. Number two is about, if he do not kill this boy will be troublesome or zalim to his parents. So better kill the boy. So this is knowledge that beyond the certain reason logic, that's he has the knowledge. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give the Khidir that knowledge, and that's why it's so about justice, about the futuristic. Number three, why he fixed the house even though they're not welcome that house, because the underneath of the house is the wealth of yatim. So this is about economy. It's about the faraid, about the not really faraid, but the wealth of this yatim. So this is social justice. So for me, the research is about the practical things. I want to list down. Of course, there are a lot of ibrah or lesson that we can take from this ayah from 60 to 82. Number one, researcher needs a mentor. So this mentor, even you are alim, even you are professor, even Prophet Musa is Nabi, but he needs someone that have a higher knowledge. In this case, in Mufassirin says Khidir. Number two, patience is very important in doing research. You want to do research, you need patience. Researcher has assistant and his team. We should come up with research team. Number four, research can be beyond knowledge, yani wisdom. Number five, research is about real life, practical. It's not just theoretical, but practical. Of course, we start with theoretical, but we end up with the practical, hands-on. And all research must relate to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, now we have less about 20 minutes. I want to continue my slide. Okay, this ayah is very important. For me, I relate this with technology, IT, Internet of Things, and also knowledgeable about research. This ayah is the first surah that Allah SWT, or first ayah that Allah SWT revealed to Prophet Muhammad SAW. This ayah is important that we need knowledge. You have to have face-to-face, not just by telling e-learning or online. This is why if Allah SWT want to give knowledge to Prophet Muhammad SAW, he just can go embedded to Prophet Muhammad SAW. But he sent Jibreel to have face-to-face with Rasulullah SAW. And this surah, it talk about knowledge, read and reread, research, search and research. Iqra twice. Iqra mentioned twice here. Iqra bismi rabbikal ladzi khalaq khalaqal insana min 'alaq. Iqra wa rabbukal akram alladzi 'allama bil qalam 'allamal insana ma lam ya'lam. Here Allah relate that qalam with knowledge. For me, qalam, what you do with qalam? Qalam is to write, to store and share knowledge. And now what is the technology to write, to store knowledge? Can be notebook, can be smartphone, can be notebook, can be any computer, any technology, hardware and software, as long as to write and store and share knowledge. So for me, as I understand, qalam is technology, can be a smartphone, and here Allah defined qalam that he who taught the use of the pen taught man than which he knew not. Of course, I can explain about ICTs later on, but I think my topic about research and Islam. I wrote the book ICT and Islam. I think, yeah, this is the book. I think you should have it, and it's become a textbook in Indonesia. Now almost complete in editing in Arabic, in Bangladesh, in Thai. And hopefully you can translate Sister Fatima in Nigeria, in Ghana, or in Swahili and so on. Okay, or in Urdu. We don't have someone in translate the book in Urdu yet. And this is very good. I'm not saying because I'm very good at the book.
Prof, original from Arabic or English?
It's English. I wrote the book. So I can't speak Arabic, Brother Hussein. So, but it's translated in Malay. And brother from UIN Jakarta translated in Indonesia. Okay, I continue. So in Quran, in Surah Al-Baqarah, Alif Lam Mim Zalikal Kitabu la raiba fihi hudal lil muttaqin. Allah confidently say it is a complete book. It's the guidance show, and for those muttaqin. Then you know, Quran covered everything: astronomy, economic, business, politics. In my area, IT, I would say it's Internet of Things, networking, database. I think we should is silent. Yeah, that blockchain and so on. I can give a talk the whole semester on this because I'm teaching Islamic worldview, ICT, and society. Then this hadith muttafaq alayh. When Rasulullah SAW said there are three types of people. One receive knowledge, and in this translation, say Quran Sunnah, some say Sharia. If Jasir Auda said, just Sharia is just not about Quran Sunnah. Sharia is about the way of life. So it can be IT, it can be economy, it can be psychology. So, and of course, Quran and Sunnah must be there. The example, guidance, and knowledge, which Allah has sent me is like a bundle rain falling on earth. It's like rain falling on earth. And there are three types of rain, three types of soil. One is desert, one is fertile, one is like a river or sea. So what Allah SWT, the best researcher, the best knowledgeable wise man is like a fertile soil. When rain fall on them, they will grow the vegetable, the fruit trees, even the same rambutan trees or mango trees. But they will grow different type, taste, colors of rambutan and mangoes. Even the name is mango or rambutan or durian. Durian, they have Musang King, they have Cambodia, they have now is mango, popular Ustaz Hussein, the Cambodia mangoes. Yeah. So Pakistan also, they have the best mango. I went to Kenya, they have the best mango too. So even they are named mango, but different kind of mangoes. So these are fertile soil. This that Allah SWT said, these people that receive water but can grow different fruit, different taste, different colors. This is what we want, our researcher. Have the same knowledge, have the Quran Sunnah, what giving you knowledge, but you can come up much better than my knowledge that I'm sharing today with you. Much better than what Datuk Jamil, what the Prof Ali Basit and others that presented to you yesterday. This is a fertile soil. This is that Allah Rasulullah want us to be. Number two is like a river. They receive H2O water, they keep the water and also useful but irrigate or supply to other place. This is one type of water, soil. Another words is like a desert. Receive water but did not keep anything, did not grow anything. So I don't want you to be like this group. This is a desert. So this is muttafaq alaih hadis sahih. Okay. Then modern research is this is during in Baghdad, in Batul Hikmah. They have library. They have people studying beyond the Muslim and languages. And this library, they have the 40 rooms bounded, and this is considered the largest room. And we go to Andalusia, they are the civilized city where the non-Muslim, Jewish, Christians, and Muslim can work together. Like the Jewish scholars, Mohamad, is become the Saladin Ayubi medical doctors, and here also the scholars of Jewish. So they can work together during those times. And this John Esposito said, what is lead us to this is Joshua Houston University, is advisor to President of the United States on Islam. He said, in Surah Imran, you are the best and community evolved for mankind enjoying what is right, forbidding what is wrong. Why we have to do all these things? Because we have the role. Our role is Khalifa. What is our role of Khalifa? Because we are best community, because Allah ma'ruf nahi munkar. Okay, I continue. And John Esposito wrote, is here that we see the role of Islamic ethic. God ordains humankind is to implement his will, human responsibility, mission for cosmic proportion, and people will be just as cosmic consequence of the act. God representative Khalifatullah, the measure of human action, indeed life, is the extent to which Muslim contribution to the realization of God wills on us. And we doing the research is become because to fulfill Abdullah and Khalifatullah. And you see this Imam Shafi'i, like Fatimah doing now, is 1/3 of the night, age 7, he's memorized Quran. Age 10, he memorized Imam Malik. Age 15, he came able to give fatwa, but how he spent the night, 1/3 of the night studying, like in Magic 12, I think in they are not Fajar yet. I don't know what his name, but I call it Magic 12 because there is Magic 12. Is 1/3 of the night studying, 1/3 of the night is make ibadah, 1/3 of the night is sleeping. Ibn Buruni, well versed in all languages, Arabic, Persian, Turks, Hebrew, Sabani, Sanskrit. These all scholars. Ibn Rushd took only 2 days. His father passed away one day because he getting married. We getting married, we take 1 week and before getting married, 1 week after, even 1 month after getting married. So this is how our great scholars behavior. Then Al-Farabi, he just not know one knowledge. This kind of integration knowledge. He's a philosopher, he's a mathematician, he's political scientist, he's psychologist. He's not just say this music is haram, but he's composed the halal music. He's also playing this halal music, and he also astronomer. Then next is Abbas Ibn Firnas, invented flying machine, not the Wright brothers. Ibn Yunus al-Masri, pendulum. Ibn Hasan al-Haytham, the optic, fiber optics, the optics ray. Jabal al-Hayyan, the chemistry. Al-Khwarizmi, from there we come up with algorithm. From Al-Khwarizmi book, Al-Jabir, we come up with Al-Jibra. Ibn Sin, medicine. Ibn Zuhur, tuberculosis, the one is a medical doctor. Then this Hewlett-Packard CEO of California said, those people that building computers, those people that share the knowledge, those people that come up with the stories of courage, romance, and magic, and those people come up with the doctors, human body, encryption and decryption. By the way, the father of encryption and decryption is Yusuf Al-Kindi. He's the one that come up with encryption, then come up with the technology blockchain, and now we have a blockchain and Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. And this is what California said, and they said while modern Western civilization share many of this version talking about Islamic world, Islamic civilization. Okay, I will skip this, and I think I can skip this. Professor Nakib Al-Atas say Islamization used by Nakib Al-Atas in his book Islam Secularism, published 1978. And the process of Islamization backtrack back to the surah, the first revelation, Iqra' bismi rabbikal ladzi khalaq. And the gist, the success of Islamization its early stage was due to tremendous interest the people had in knowledge and their commitment to establishment of truth, justice, promotion, godness, taqwa, and peace in society. See, if you see Surah Al-Kahfi just now, truth, justice, promotion, taqwa, and peace in society. And this is the whole Islamic civilization. This is about research. Then, Gufran, can you mute? Okay, thank you. Then I think this is we have the conference 1977, First World Conference Islamic Muslim Education, where International Islamic University, because of this, the one resolution to establish Islamic University and International University that I'm working more than 30 years in Malaysia is established. Then the concept Islamization, this is Al-Atas. Then Tafsir al-Ta'wil, knowledge include faith and belief, iman, and knowledge should be followed by action and amal. So the theoretical must follow by amal. Remember the proverb by Arabic proverbs said, al-ilm bila amal kasajarah bila samarah. The knowledge without amal is like the trees without fruits. I still remember for those Malaysian and Indonesian, remember the S.M. Salim song Budi, jika pokok tidak berbuah bagaikan kalau seorang itu tidak berbudi bagai pokok tidak berbuah. So okay.
Can you sing?
Yeah?
Can you sing it?
No, not now. You don't have time. Otherwise, I can sing. Then methodology Islamization atas to protect Muslims from corrupted knowledge that misguide and leads confusion and skepticism of Muslim mind is to produce true knowledge that can develop more Muslim mind and bring them to proper acknowledgement and recognition of Allah SWT, God. Knowledge without its conformity with true purpose, fitrah, and Islamic worldview is bring salvation to man in this world and the hereafter. So Islamization contributing knowledge will result peace, goodness, justice, strengthening the faith. This is why we need Islamization knowledge. But of course, there are terms Islamization and so on. This for me is we're talking about now. We say we have to need integration, but for most important thing is to promote peace, goodness, and justice, and strengthening our iman. And Islam al-Faruqi, it has 5 elements. First, principle Islamic methodology. Then there are unity of Allah, unity of creation, unity of truth, unity of knowledge, unity of life, and unity of humanity. First, it's confined, Al-Faruqi reason Islamic traditional methodology is inadequate Islamized modern knowledge due to the following shortcomings. First, it's confined, restricted, meaning important terms such as fiqh, faqih, ijtihad, and mujtahid. So we have to do, for example, the term fiqh and its derivative confined only to ulum sharia rather than knowledge Islam and the whole original used by Quran. And if Professor Jasir Auda said, the fiqh is not someone just fiqh or understand of usul fiqh. They have to understand everything. So this is now we have other scholars to try to define fiqh and usul fiqh. Second, traditional method separate revelation akal. This akli and nakli. We have to combine, like Prof. As Omar Sangkos said, akli and nakli. Third, separate thought and action. This is what Nakib Al-Atas said. We have to al-ilm bila amal kasajarah bila samara. We have to put thought, philosophy, theoretical to action. This is what Prophet Musa and Salam teach us, or Allah SWT teach us in Suratul Kahfi, Musa and Khidir. Action, theory, and action. Finally, the traditional method creates cultural and religious dualism. This is what happens sometimes in Pondok, in religious schools, different with the secular school. We have to combine all those dualism. And there is verification and method into 2 parts, secular and religious. So this is why we have to have this unified integration of knowledge. Al-Faruqi set up a work plan Islamization modern knowledge to master modern discipline, to master Islamic legacy. Modern Islam must be master Islamic legacy like usul fiqh, Quran, hadith, like what we have golden civilization scholars. The Imam Shafi'i, they memorize Quran, memorize Muwatta, establish specific relevant Islam to teach modern Islamic knowledge, to seek ways creative synthesis between legacy and modern knowledge, to launch Islamic thought, and the strategy will lead to fulfillment of divine patterns of knowledge of Allah. Of course, Islamization knowledge can be various. This is one of few of them. Islamic economic, banking, management, psychology, law, sociology, linguistics, anthropology, political science, philosophy, education, ICT, information technology, and social media. This is the area of Islamization, Islamic economics, Islamization on economic, Islamization on economic. Yesterday, Prof. Omar, Islamic accounting, Islamic economic diagnosis prescription. Then this psychology, Prof. Jamal Badi, Prof. Malik Badri, may Allah bless him. I still remember his advice, last advice before when I visiting him, when he's bedridden. He told me, Fauzan, or together with Prof. Rosnani, Prof. Rosina during that time, he said to us that we cannot detach the Islamization with the ruhiyah, with tarbiyah ruhiyah, with the tawhid, with the spiritual element. We have to bring the tarbiyah ruhiyah or the spiritual element to Islamization. This one is advice. His father of Islamic psychology. People name him father of Islamic psychology and so on. Iqbal. Then this is sociology. Then there is about halal. We have INHAT, Institute Halal Research and Training, where they do the how to certify the halal. Because bear in mind, halal business is a big business in the world, and majority is controlled by non-Muslim. We are just a consumer. It's high time we become prosumer, producer and consumer. Even in Malaysia, halal business be controlled by non-Muslim. And ICT, now social media and knowledge sharing by Maqasid Sharia, knowledge management, semantic ontology, Internet of Things or Islamic trust model in fintech, cryptocurrency in Islamic perspective. This is my students' research. My research and my students' research. Information visualization, big data analytics in social media, e-counseling by my PhD student from Indonesia, ICT end of time, Quran Sunnah, model digital future from Islamic perspective. Then with Abdullah and Khalifatullah, I have I think another 3-4 slides. If we don't do anything, we start with IT, we go to knowledge technology, and finally we have to have wisdom technology with research. And we don't, now we're facing social dilemma. If we don't do anything, we go back to dark ages, back to the era of the Stone Age. So we have to go to bring Islam, bring Maqasid Sharia, bring Rahmatan lil Alamin, so that ICT and other research can go up higher and higher in the green track, not the goes down in the red track. Then finally, the last slide, I want you to understand we begin with data like human being. Rasulullah SAW said, with newborn babies like white clothes, but the parents, the environment will color, the individual become more, whether they are insan, Muslim, mu'min, or Muslim. So for me, data is just insan, Muslim is the information, mu'min is knowledgeable, Muslim is the wisdom level. We want to move from data communication to information communication, from data society to information society. We move from knowledge workers to knowledge society to wisdom workers. We move from knowledge society to wisdom society. We move from knowledge economy to wisdom economy. And I bear in mind the mother have this wisdom communication with the parents, with the children, because they're aligned or they're configured the MAC address 9 months with their child. Wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Islam.
Salam. Thank you very much, Professor Fauzan. I'm sure our participants have benefited from your informative talk. So now I would like to open open the floor, those who have questions for Prof. Fauzan.
Assalamualaikum, Prof. Fauzan.
Yes, Sister Jamila from
Jamalia here. Thank you very much. I did not open my video because of internet, but later, once a while, I will open.
No problem.
That's a very excellent presentation, Doctor. I missed a few of it because I go for my jogging this morning.
Yeah, no
but I heard in the earlier beginning of your presentation, there is your mention about the research methodological in the Quran.
Yeah.
I would like to ask in specific manner if there is a word or specific anything like verses that refer directly to anything research method approach we use currently, like maybe qualitative, quantitative, or epistemological or whatsoever things.
Okay. I remember your question. I can to relate the question when someone asked about Prof. Hamka, the great scholars from this Southeast Asia, from Indonesia. They asked what method he used. Then one brother, I think from Dr. Omar or Prof. Osman Bakar said, one answer from Western scholars said, Prof. Hamka did not follow any method, qualitative, quantitative. His own style, his own method. And this method that Al-Quran mentioned, but we don't have to, this is what Ziyadun Sada said. The problem one of Islamization, we want to follow what Western said. Western said this is about the thing and we follow their terminology. So we have to come up with our own. So we've been colonized with the Western word, whether this qualitative, whether these are quantitative. But I don't want to give the term, but I'm also new here in the research. But I want to mention this surah or surah Al-An'am, verses 76, 78. For me, you can say observation, experiment, deductive, whatever in the Western term, but we don't have to reject the Western term. It's good because the hadith by Rasulullah SAW said there are hikmah that sometimes we have to pick it up. And even from non-Muslim. So this is one surah. Another one that Surah Al-Kahfi verses 60 to 82 that I mentioned detail out how the Prophet Musa ﷺ been asked by Allah SWT to learn from this Abdullah. Mufassirin said is the Khidir. And here I said one the Ibrah in the Surah 60 Surah Al-Kahfi verses 60 to 82. Researchers need mentor. Research need teamwork and research assistant. And research passion. We need passion in research. This is one of the Islamic research method. Maybe I don't know how this is one of the some initial idea. We can do it together.
Doctor.
Yeah, research can be beyond knowledge, yani wisdom. Research is about real life. This is what been stated by Ismail Faruqi, by Prof. Nakir Alatas. Must be real life, action oriented, not just theoretical, values and akhlaq and justice based. And all research must relate to Allah SWT. If I want to add, relate to Fakina Azabanna. This Surah Al-Imran. And again, Surah Al-Imran that is important about the research. Allahu Alam, Sister Jamila.
Excellent, Doctor. Doctor, one more. Can we like you mentioned about Al-Kahfi? Is it possible? There is a grounded theoretical part on the Al-Kahfi?
Again,
no, because my study is more on this area.
So please, I like you to read Hamka style of. He don't name grounded, experimental, and so on. So we are being colonized by. I'm also been taught in research methodology, grounded, ungrounded, all this kind of thing. But for me, it's no harm to relate if it's Islamically right. But for me, did not been too much dictated by those terms. Allah.
Give me your email address. I won't drag this discussion because I
email Fauzan at IIUM.edu.my.
All right, I'll check with Brother
Saran
later.
Fauzan at gmail.com.
Okay.
Dr. Fauzan, Dr. Fauzan at gmail.com. Thank you, Sister Fatima.
Yeah,
Where are you from again, Sister Jamalia?
Excellent.
Where you from?
I'm studying in UTM. I'm from Borneo. I'm from Kota Kinabalu.
Oh,
Actually.
I thought you're from Sister Jamalah that from. Okay, nice to meet you. So you can meet in UTM then.
Yes.
Nearby.
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay.
Okay.
Assalamualaikum, Doctor.
Yes, it's Brother Ali Imran from Philippines.
Yeah. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Assalamualaikum to everyone. Assalamualaikum, Prof. The profs that we have today. I just wanted to ask, because you mentioned about empirical knowledge and laduni knowledge. Because in empirical knowledge, we have scientific methods to measure, these types of researches. In natural sciences, in social sciences, we have methods to extract information or to get information from various, whatever researches we want from those fields. But in laduni knowledge, do we have methods of measuring if our laduni knowledge is sahih or not? Because we can ask, when you talk to Sufis, they talk about their spiritual experiences. Do we have ways of measuring if what they're saying is good, is true or not? Because believing in laduni knowledge is part of our aqidah because it's written in the Quran.
So thank you, Brother Al Imran. Yeah, laduni, ghaib, ilmu ghaib is part of our akidah. And now in my book, I'm reading the quantum. Where's the book? Yeah, this is the book. Islam and quantum. We try to read the quantum computing, and because in quantum, one in normal computing, 0 and 1, true and right, 0 and 1, yes and no, either yes or no, true or false. It can be two state, but in quantum, it can be there can be in beyond space. It can be in this world and can this world, virtual and non-virtual, hologram. This is quite good research that I am studying now. That's why also in Islam we have to believe in al-ghaib. But how the method? Now we have to explore. I want to quote Professor Said Usenas. He said that the secularism is like Iblism. Why? Because now my understanding of that, because they believe in empiricalism too much. We neglect the ghaib. Because Iblism, they thought the knowledge is just from what they see, what they observe. When Adam AS being created, he did not know that Allah SWT embedded the new knowledge to him, Asma. Then same thing with secularism. They thought the knowledge is just what they observe, experiment in the lab and do research, studying, questionnaire and so on. But Prof now said the knowledge sometimes it comes from Allah SWT through hidayah. So that's why in IT, in computer, we begin with data. We process data, become information. Information has knowledge, has value, become knowledge. The highest knowledge is wisdom. And the wisdom need divine guidance. And wisdom in Arabic or in Malay in this Southeast Asia is hikmah. Hikmah need hidayah. Hidayah is we need to get closer to Allah SWT. Hidayah, that's why we need tahajjud. We need Salatul Istiqarah. If you want to ask me how the method is Salatul Istiqarah, closer to Allah SWT. Then Allah will give you hidayah, then you make right decision in the real world. But you need alam ghaib, the hidayah, to get the real experiment scientific method. So you have to combine both method for me. So that's why I think I'm not mistaken, Imam Bukhari, before he write his hadith, he makes 2 rakaat. Even if you visit Andalusia, you go to their palace. Their palace have one place for them to make Salat Sultan Sunat 2 rakaat before the king to make decision. So to make decision, we need revelation. To make scientific research, we have to make a decision. One of my friends doing PhD research in University of Wales, he asked how many people, how many CEOs make social istikharah before they make decision. Really rare. So this is, we need to combine the hidayah, the spiritual element in our day life. Allahu Alam.
Thank you, Prof, for the answer. Now we have a few questions from the chat box. So the question is by Noordin from Indonesia. Professor Fauzan, can you give further explanation about the culture of knowledge brought by the Quran in changing the old culture of Arab and even Malay society, which can be said to be based in the superstitious spirit? Furthermore, Professor Fauzan, can you explain the difference between the good man and the good citizen in the context of Al-Atlas thought? Is this the idea a critic of the Confucianism education model in Singapore, which emphasizes good citizens? Thank you.
Okay. Well, too many questions. I answers the culture, knowledge culture. The emphasis of I think you go back the first surah that Allah SWT revealed to Iqra bismi rabbikal ladzi khalaq. Read in the name of Allah, the one who created you. We can read, we can become knowledgeable, but in what purpose, in what maqasid, in what objective? The objective for sake of Allah SWT. We can use social media, we can use Facebook, we can use any hardware and software, but Iqra bismi rabbikal ladzi khalaq. In the name of Allah, the one who created you. Then what is that next? Khalaqal insana min alaq. Allah remind us where we come from. We should be humble in searching knowledge. Allah remind us where we come from. We're not just born become professor. We just not become this royal blood, or we just not born become this Tan Sri or Sir or whatever one use the title. We come from Khalaq. Khalaqal insana min alaq. So Allah the one create already. He create from alaq. Then Allah has to read again. So this process of knowledge, you have to read, reread, again and again, search, research. So that's what it does. And then remind us, Allah the one taught us. Whatever we teach, like we are with in computer science and IT, I said to my student, Allah the one teach us how to code. Allah want to do programming. Allah the one that teach us to system development. So again, I want to ask culture of knowledge, passion, teamwork, jama'ah. If you see the Prophet Mohamad SAW, they have a team. Prophet Musa SAW, they have a team. Prophet Musa SAW have a team. All have team. So this must do in jama'ah. It's not alone. Maybe the Prophet Ibrahim SAW is alone. Okay, so I can go on. And you're asking about the good citizen. Yeah, good citizen is one of the what you call it, been asked by Allah SWT, but not just good citizen, but good Abdillah. People forget that we have good citizen, but they're not good in the Abdillah. That's why in Islam, we have Abdillah first, then Khalifatullah. Khalifatullah and Abdillah is part of that, is good citizen. It's not enough being good citizen, but not good in the Abdillah and Khalifatullah. This, I think I answered. Next question by the Sister Pooh.
Next question is by Dr. Tahir Ahmad from UTM Malaysia. Professor Fauzan, is there a relation between the volume of the brain and the volume of the universe expansion, the largest star? I found a research with the respect to Al-Imran 190 and 191.
Again, volume of what?
The volume of the brain.
Brain, you mean brain?
The universe, yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I have to. As far as I know, I'm not medical doctor and I'm not astronomy. I cannot answer everything. But in my opinion, in my humble opinion, I am HO. Our brain is expand. That's why they say we read to memorize Quran and Hadith. Some people add on Hadith. So we can expand the memory, the knowledge. Then and about astronomy, and a lot of scientists and astronomers said that the universe is keep expanding. And Surah Allah Sayyidina Muhammad, and this Surah Al-Isra talk about black hole. So this is quite interesting, and I discussed. So a lot of in the Quran we want to do have research and talk about Sidratul Muntaha. Sidratul Muntaha is like a jujube tree. Jujube tree is like black hole. Big is a big at the top, and when it come to the stage where even Jibril cannot go to that Sidratul Muntaha, and this is like one you can watch the video, but I don't know whether this scientific or not, but this opinion I can say it's just opinion, because what description in black hole and in that surah that Rasulullah SAW cannot see by his naked eyes is blow up. I mean the image is distorted. So this is I think I don't have enough time to explain, but it's quite interesting to so you can connect this brain, universe, and even you can go to micro level beyond proton, neutron, and so on. It's like universe, the black. but it good to study. That's why we don't do enough research yet. Ms. Po, I think we are running out of time.
We do have half an hour.
So. Oh, really? What time you finish? Oh, okay.
Can you show half an hour?
Assalamualaikum.
Okay. Waalaikumsalam. I thought we finished 10 o'clock. Then otherwise I can explain more.
Half an hour break.
Okay.
We have to break, but if participants want to...
Yeah, I'm free now. I'm Sunday. I don't do anything. I'm just waiting. Yeah, Dr. Tahir, can you explain to me? Maybe you know better than me.
Alhamdulillah, thank you. Alhamdulillah, I'm very pleased when you show the Surah Al Imran verse 190 and 191.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm a mathematician and I work with epilepsy. Yes. So one of my PhD student, she's a physicist. So we work based totally on this, we call it this ayah, Surah Al Imran.
MashaAllah.
Yes. So whereby you can see from the ayah, whereby Allah Subhanahu wa Taala asks us to think, you know, about the universe and so forth.
Yeah.
So when you go to mathematics, you know, Allah Subhanahu say think, that means Allah was referring to the brain. Allah never say that you had to think with your feet, but think with your brain. See, so what happened is when we do the calculation, the ratio, of the expansion of the universe to the largest star and the volume of the brain to the electron, we get the same ratio.
MashaAllah. Alhamdulillah.
Exactly. I can show to you if the Miss Po allow me to show you.
Yeah, you can share the screen. I think no problem.
Yeah.
Because we are learning from each other, Prof. Tahir.
Yes. I'm sharing now.
Okay.
I don't know whether you can.
You can not yet. Can you share?
Yeah, I share now. I share now.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah, MashaAllah. Thank you.
Yes. So actually, this is the PhD Bible actually. It's 2017. Wow. So I was happy when you revealed that the ayah. So as you can see now, this is the ayah that you were talking about, right? Yes. So when we did this compared to the Big Bang and brainstorm scenario, and we found that we study and the history of the universe. As you say, we go to the literature, study at the back, on the back, and then when we go and up to this, the physical law and everything, and then we found out that this is the most interesting. This is the I think this is one of my amazing discover that I think for life. I think. See, when you compare the universe, you know, this is on your right, and the supergiant star, and then this is the electron and the brain. Okay? Electron in the brain. When you have this, and then you can see the ratio of size, the known universe to the biggest star, B universe to B star, is 10 to the power 41. The ratio. Respect to it. But then when you go to the brain, the volume of brain over the volume of electron is also 10 to the power 41.
MashaAllah.
When we found it, we were shocked. You know, we were
exactly.
We were so shocked, you know. And she got my student. She got the PhD with this result actually.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah.
Yes.
Do you publish in any place, Prof Tahir?
Yeah, you know who was the examiner?
Who?
Prof Datuk Rizal Wahidin.
Oh, our KICT members now VC, Vice Chancellor.
Yes. He was the examiner for this.
He's a quantum guy.
Yes. He's my friend too. So so he was the examiner actually. So we publish and everything, but it's not easy. But the most important thing is the secret that Allah Ta'ala gave us. That is the most.
And in the Quran, Allah said it's due measure. Allah's creating due measure exactly.
Yes.
It's exactly 10 over 41.
Yes.
Oh, MashaAllah, I learned a lot today.
Yeah.
So someone said we need a special talk from Prof Tahir. And I get Zarina from Hong Kong said they need the slide if you can share. It's not copyright.
Inshallah,
yeah, Jazakallah khair. I need to. You are in Skudai or in?
I'm in Skudai.
I can visit you, Prof Tahir.
Inshallah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the new knowledge. I learned a lot today.
Thank you, Prof Tahir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Barakallah fiik. Okay, other question?
Thank you, Prof.
Okay, you can stop sharing, Prof Tahir. You can share the screen later on.
Yes.
So we'd like to continue with the Q&A session. For those who wants to have a break, you can have a break. But
I'm happy to be